Next up on our Super Hot Fire 5, let's go to the Philadelphia 76ers. There's no snowstorms in Philadelphia right now, Caleb, because the Sixers are once again hot and they are doing really well. They are 12-2 with Joel Embiid. They've won 5 straight games and they're now 9-0 with their full starting lineup playing. Now, Seth Curry has missed 7 games because of COVID. He finally came back, played really well. They ended up beating the Pistons. And again, we talked about it 5 games in a row. Do you see this consistency with the Sixers? They're at 12-5 right now. They struggled a little bit last week. Now, they were starting to lose some games. It was kind of piling up. And then, bam, they were 7-5. And then, bam, they're 12-5 again, atop of the East. So I'm a little bit surprised that they ended up kind of catching back their drift because I thought a little bit of it was a fluke. But hey, the Sixers are playing extremely well. They're fourth right now in pace, third in defensive rating. So the defense has really been strong there. Do you think any of that falls on Doc Rivers, or do you just believe that this roster now is more fitting for guys like Joel and Ben?
I think it's a little bit of both. There's no doubt that Doc, while we might have our, opinions on him, he is an upgrade over Brett Brown. I never understood why they kept Brett Brown through the whole entire process. I kind of thought the process would have included adding a new coach, but it looks like maybe adding a new coach unlocked a little bit on that offense because Embiid looks, I'd say this is the best Embiid looked. And he just looks really comfortable out there. Like he looks, I don't know. I noticed they played the Celtics twice this past weekend, and I noticed like he just looked more dominant than usual. Like in the playoffs versus us, he averaged like 38 and 13 or 32 and 13, and he was killing us every game. But it was like you weren't scared of him. Now, whenever I watch him, it's like, man, he's impacting the game everywhere. Like he can do everything out there, and I'm a fan of it. Like I have a friend who's a diehard Sixers fan. Okay, he loves Ben, loves Embiid, and I've always told him like, look, I know I'm a Celtics fan, but I love watching Ben and Embiid, and it's nice to see them both kind of figuring out. Ben is still struggling a little bit to find his way, but at the same time, like what he's good at, he's great at. You know what I mean? Like the defense, the passing and stuff. So you can live with him struggling a little bit on offense, not really looking for a shot. I wish he was more aggressive offensively, but if he becomes more aggressive offensively, it could unlock a whole new element to the 76ers. Like they are a dangerous team, I think.
I think they're starting to figure it out. And one thing I will say about Doc Rivers is I feel like he's unlocking Embiid's full potential. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I don't know what Brett Brown was doing. And we're going to talk about this later with potential in coaches and potential in
Yeah.
players. But this was a lot of potential to me. We looked at a guy like Brett Brown. He was 20 years under Popovich. Popovich, top assistant. And a lot of people wanted him to be the coach of their team because they thought he was the future Greg Popovich, which again, it's a little bit absurd. You look at guys like Mike Budenholzer, you look at other guys around the league, James Borrego. Again, we'll get to that, but you look at the Sixers right now, right? And Embiid has played extremely well. He's having a career year. He's averaging 27.7 points a game on 55% shooting, 40% from three, 11 and a half rebounds per game, 1.5 blocks per game, and 1.5 steals per game. And this is all in 31 minutes. So he's not out here playing 40 minutes a night, putting up 30 and 15. You know what I mean? He's putting up 28 and 12 in 31 minutes. That's extremely well, extremely efficient. 55% from field, 40% from three, which is, I believe, a career high for him. Last year, he
Yeah.
was shooting 33% from three and 47% from the field. So this is a major, major upgrade for me for a guy like Joel. Now, can he keep it up? I don't know. Is he going to be the MVP of the season? We don't know. We'll get to MVP talks maybe next week. We're not going to get into that too much today, but
Mm-hmm.
man, he has looked really good. And I think the Sixers are starting to figure something out. They might be proving us wrong, Caleb. They might be on our two rights and a wrong segment, and they're not going to be on the right.
Hey, man. Like I said, I'm friends with a big time Sixers fan.
Yeah,
So if
we get it. You have friends,
they're
Caleb.
good,
Relax.
hey, if they're good and I'm wrong, I'll live with it. I'll just accept it.
I will too.